Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. You know me, I'm Thomas. Okay, the topic of this video today is prepper life. What is it and what does it mean? Okay, the reason why I chose this topic because I was involved in a conversation today that was quite interesting, and it really got me to thinking a lot about the word prepper life. And you know, it's funny about that because you see on the back of people's trucks salt life, mud life, redneck life, all these different lives, and you ask yourself, are these people just putting that on their trucks and sporting the decals just because it's cool, or are they actually living the life? Okay, so like I said, I got involved in this conversation today with three basically electrical engineers. Now, I wasn't there to snoop in on their conversation. I was just returning my badge and also a key to the hospital because I finished up the lights today, okay? So, being courteous, I didn't want to butt into their conversation because they were having a pretty good conversation. And the reason why they were having this conversation is here in the state of North Carolina on Friday night, or possibly Saturday morning, they're talking about we're getting a snowstorm with a little bit of ice. Okay. Beer time, end of the day. But anyway, the way this conversation was going is that here in North Carolina, everybody freaks out even if we get just a smidgen of ice. And rightfully so. Most of these people around here can't drive worth a damn anyway. So there'll be 300 or 400 accidents. We had a little ice storm 2 weeks ago, and it was just enough, it was just cold enough and just wet enough to where in the morning it put a little bit of black ice on some of the overpasses. And we had over 100 and something accidents in Raleigh. Now, you people from up north, you think, oh, you guys down here are just idiots and can't drive. Guess what? You're right. They can't drive down here. So, it's always a big topic. They're salting the roads. They're doing all that stuff today. But let me get back to the topic of prepper life. What is it and what does it mean? And I had to do some soul searching myself because I wanted to make sure that when I start talking about this topic that the information that I give you about the way I'm thinking about this whole thing makes a lot of common sense to you. Okay? So, again, what I'm thinking about prepper life is if you are a wannabe prepper, a part-time prepper, or full-time prepper, what category do you fit in when it comes to this lifestyle? And remember, the way I'm thinking is this is a lifestyle. Okay, it's not a weekend, a jamboree that we all get together and, dress up in our military gear and break out our guns and shoot around and hoot and holler, drink whiskey, and run around pretending we're a bunch of damn preppers. Because guess what? You're not. Okay? In fact, that's the farthest thing from the truth. I call them wannabes. And the reason why I'm saying that is because now, let me tell you about this conversation. And I'll tie it all together for you, okay? Now, I'm standing around. Now, I'm not an educated man. As you guys know, I'm just I'm a self-trained individual. I was in the military, but I never had any formal education, and I never went to college, okay? Now, I'm standing in the midst of three electrical engineers, okay? This is their degrees, that's what they do, and that's their profession, and that's their job. Now, they're talking about this ice storm coming up, and they just got in this kind of general conversation about what would you do if the lights went out? What would you do if your water stopped running? And each one of them threw back and forth, ideas about, I've got this big 200-watt generator power panel, this, that, and the other, surge protector, that, and the other. My pump and well systems all, redirected, linked up, backed up, and basically talking a bunch of jargon I didn't understand. I mean, I was getting the gist of what they were getting at, but the bottom line is not all of them, not one of the three had any real definite plans, and they were guessing their way through the whole scenario. They really did not have a combined, unified consensus on all three. You know what? This is Plan A, B, C, D. None of them could say definitely this is what we're going to do. Okay? Each one of them had a different opinion. And then none of them had any of it mapped out or planned out. In other words, this is reactionary. Okay? This is after it happens, oh, then I'm going to go do this. Okay? Guess what, guys? It's too late. It's just too damn late. You know, you're already in shit, and then regardless of how smart you are and what kind of degrees you got, bottom line is now you're struggling to try to figure out your own dilemma. So, now, two of the guys in this group know me very well, okay? And I'm sitting there, you know, with my arms crossed, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just hanging out. I'm not adding anything into the conversation. You know, these are my employers. In fact, one of them is my boss when it comes right down to it. And I'm smiling, and I'm just sitting around and everything like that, and they are talking about this, that, and the other. But the one common thread that I found was not one of them talked about food. How are they going to go get food? If the roads are all iced over, and even a four-wheel drive, you can't go nowhere. You know? And you know what I'm talking about. If you got ice on the road, I don't give a damn what kind of vehicle, unless you got some military tracked vehicle, you ain't going nowhere. So, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, you know, and my little gears are turning in my head, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, damn, here's these really highly educated guys, you know, and in reality, really don't have a clue. They've got a lot of great, you know, college level, you know, theories, but they had no action plan. They had a lot of thought processes, but they had no action plan. Okay? In other words, they never tested it. In other words, they didn't put their theory into motion or into action. Okay? So I'm sitting there finally, you know, and I give my key back, and then I just say, thank you very much, appreciate the work, and also thank you for approving the extra work for next Wednesday, blah, blah, blah. I need to get out of here. But, oh, by the way, in case you guys wanted to know, I totally am prepared, 100%. The shit could hit the fan right this very moment. It doesn't matter if it was a nuclear war. Well, that's an extreme, of course. But if there was a heavy weather event or, you know, whatever, I'm ready. I got my water, power, food, transportation, whatever ammo, you know, the whole 9 yards. I'm 100% ready to go. So, here's the good part. One of the guys that knows me pretty well said to the other guy that doesn't know me at all, he says, oh yeah, he's a prepper. And they all three looked at me, and the one guy that didn't know me says, oh really? He says, do you have like some land or something like that? I said, yeah. I got a bug out location, Plan B, that's fully stocked, supplied with a little house and, you know, generator, backup propane, 150 days worth of food, 400 gallons worth of fresh water, you know, surplus supply of lumber to burn wood. You know, I'm stocked. I got a shipping container. You know, I've got survival food, seed, everything. And it's like his jaw dropped. Okay? His jaw dropped. And he goes, really? And I says, yeah. I said, I've even got a YouTube channel dedicated to this topic. His jaw just dropped again. Well, where's it at? What's your channel? So, the moral of the story is this. Is that it doesn't take a master's degree or a PhD or some fancy, you know, education to understand that it doesn't matter how much you think you know, But there is a time when Mother Nature can strike, a foreign power can strike, you know, domestic terrorists can strike, you know, hell, anything, but anybody can strike, anything can happen, and everything you think you don't know shit. And you're going to be out there just like the rest of them, floundering in the wind, wondering where your next meal's coming from, or how in the hell. Now, they'd probably get their power on because they are electrical engineers, but that's about the extent of it. They might get their toilets working off their, you know, creative inventions of, you know, overriding your septic systems or, you know, whatever. You know, however they got it all wired in, right? Problem is, this is not wired in. Okay, guys? That's not wired in. So when I talk about prepper life, it's something that you live, breathe, eat, and sleep on a daily basis. Think about that for a moment. It's a lifestyle. It's not a weekend adventure. This is not a KOA. You know? Pull your head out of your ass. You know? If you're going to be salt life, what? What do you do? Drive around a big monster truck with a big old patch on the back, sticker that says Salt Life, and you go to the beach and go fishing twice a year? That makes you a Salt Life pro guy? You're living the life? No. It makes you a weekend warrior. Don't do that to yourself. If you're going to advertise something, and if you're going to set a standard, saying that, oh, this is what I am, then live and breathe and act and do what you say you are. You know, and it's funny about prepper life is because I've got a video channel dedicated to it. I've done multiple videos about it. I talk about it. I sleep, drink, eat, prepper life. This is what I do. Okay, every day. I go to Walmart dressed like this. I walk into my bank dressed like this. I'm ready. I've got my gear. I got my plan A. I got my plan B. Location A. Location B. Every day I'm thinking a new angle. Every single day I'm looking at what I need to do to make my thing better, more efficient, and more fluid. And that's the message for today, guys. Don't be a wannabe prepper. If you're going to live this life, and if this is what you aspire to do, live it full time. Prepper life forever. This is Tom, out of here. You guys have a great day. Remember, hit the subscribe button. It's either over there or over there. I don't know. Give me the thumbs up. Leave those comments. Send the links to your friend. And I'll see you guys on another video. Get prepped and quit screwing around.